Go.
It's weird enough walking like an Egyptian if you're not wanking like an Englishman. Oh, we pressed record. Crap. Oh,
Well, you're the one who did it, so
yep, living it in. It's very much a low effort July on my end. So
in all senses of the word, perhaps.
yeah.
Is this where you start leading up to your low effort January? I think it was about it was about October last year when you started your lead up. So
Yeah, I took a lead from technology connections, which has a no effort November, and I just ran with it, and then January through March, and then it's May, and here we are.
Let's do all the months that start with a J or an M. That's
Yeah.
welcome to episode 96 of the No.1 Crude Mistakes podcast with Glenn from No.1 Projects. Oh yeah,
Oh,
just me.
Did
Hello.
did you want us to chime in there? And then it's Haavard from Behind the Mistakes, and
no, I totally tripped over. I was about to say Haavard from Crude but Efficient or KG from Behind the Mistakes. I don't remember. My brain just went totally mixed us up there in one gooey pile. So that wasn't good. And me, KG from Crude but Efficient. Hi, welcome. This is apparently a low effort summer thing of above that someone just said. So yeah, let's go with that. Okay.
And the
yep.
bundling continues.
Before we kick off, we need to do some administrative. I need new pictures of you for the reel. Now, of course, Glenn, you got your new hat. And maybe we all could do that summer hat and take a picture so I can compile into the real thing. That would be very nice.
Okay.
Thank you. All right.
All right.
Resume the recording.
Bear with me. I'll just be 10 minutes.
Yeah. So how's the heat at your end of the world?
At my end, it's been pretty cool today. It's been raining. But
So your favorite weather?
Yes. Yeah, I got home early. Got some time in the workshop this afternoon. It was lovely. But
Nice.
the temperatures are back up there again tomorrow. So back to being hot again tomorrow for me. How about you guys?
Yeah, it's mostly too hot when the sun is out, at least.
How hot is too hot for you, KJ?
25. See?
Okay. Oh, that is pretty warm. I expected you to say 17, to be fair.
I'm not insane.
Those low numbers sounds really tantalizing right now. It is insanely hot. By my standard, of course. Everybody else is pleased as kids at a candy bar, but yeah, it's too hot, and we now have what we call tropical nights in Norway, which is when it doesn't dip below 20 degrees during the night. So I'm sleeping with a fan or close to the air condition to just survive. And
That guy you met at Maker Central last year.
yeah, turns out he was a cold customer. Oh.
Is that where your mind went, KJ?
Yeah. I thought you shouldn't sleep with fans, but yeah, maybe I was wrong.
Oh, I never had that rule. No. Oh.
Why do they all have to be middle-aged men, though?
Mines are all children, I feel, so it came automatically for me not to sleep with them, but yeah.
Yeah. True. No, it's way too hot, and of course it's raining in the morning just to get the humidity right up there, and then they scorch you during the day. So yeah, both me and this youngest have been home today, and we've just been inside and grumpy, both of us, because it's too hot, and it's at that level where the air condition barely can keep the level at a normal level. So yeah, I'm feeling my life coming back to me now as I'm sitting down here in the cellar and the sun has started going down. So
Ooh,
yeah.
air conditioning at home. You're posh.
Yeah, but when you're living in a hot country like Norway, you got to have it. It's an essential.
So what you been up to making wise, or?
Oh yeah, I had a lot of plans. And today I was going to be home alone, so I had lots of shit I was going to do. And then the youngest kid didn't want to go with the rest of them. She wanted to stay home with dad. So that turned my plans into basically watching cartoons and going to get ice cream, which it's not a bad trade off at all. But I haven't done all that I thought I'd do. But I did get to go to the hardware store, so I got the final parts for the Super Soaker. So there are some hardware and connectors and some pressure graded water hose and whatnot. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that inside while the weather is too hot outside. I also got to actually do the track saw exercise today to cut down the OSB I'm going to use for that roof channel because I've been moving that huge ass OSB plate around just to get the stuff in my workshop. So now I got it down to a better size. And yeah, I got some 3D printing done for the bagpipe guitar. So turns out I don't have enough room for everything I want to put on the back of it. So I might move the battery over to the compressor because I need an air hose to it anyway. So I could just as well have a lead strip to that. So I'm
Do you
going to look
think?
into that.
Do you think anybody else has ever said that? I need an air compressor hose to my guitar.
I'm sure some has, but
Yeah.
not many.
Yeah, that's. But not many though. So, but yeah, um, no, it's been coming along great, and I have been playing around with the 3D printer a lot, a couple of days, and of course I keep adding new projects to my list, but it doesn't help when I'm also adding old projects to it because I'm doing the knife along all over again. Because I was very pleased with my butter knife, but still there was something with the design that wasn't quite right. And then I found that meat mallet in aluminium with the same handle as like these old adjustable wrenches, and like I really like the design of that. So if I could put that onto the blade of the knife, and then of course I made a 3D printed version, and it's really nice, and it feels good in the hand as well. So I'm going to use this as a plug to do some brass casting, which is going to be nice, I
Ooh.
think. But of course, I want to make them in wood as well. But the shape is, I mean, the previous one was some very easy cuts and a little bit of sanding, and it was done. This one is going to require setting up the CNC to mill on both sides and complex curvature and whatnot. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be a mass production, but there's going to be a small production run. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. Also been looking at some tools, but we can get back to that. So how about you guys? Got any making done?
Go on, KJ.
Yeah, well, some making now that swim practice weeks are finally over. So we have officially started this big summer project, the garage pergola project. Can't even pronounce it. So we started with a lot of digging. So I feel I can tick off that box of. I mean, it doesn't feel like summer vacation unless I've dug a hole. So now I've dug out like 10 wheelbarrows of dirt just to widen a part of the driveway, so we can actually build the pergola sort of square and not tapered at an end because that would look weird. I feel. So yeah, and I've got some actually decent help from the kids, especially when we bought some pickaxes in kid size, because then they can play Minecraft and just mining for dirt.
Real life gaming.
Yes.
That's a good take on it. Yeah.
How long did they fall for that for?
Well, a couple of days at least.
Wow.
I mean, it's hard to say how much actual help. I mean, sure, I've not been having to do as much work, but at the same time, watching over them to make sure that they don't kill each other, or and them being in the way and perhaps wanting the tool I'm holding and that sort of thing. So it probably taken longer time, but at least got them out of the house and had some fun with them. So
Nice.
that's good as well. And some trips to the hardware store to get the concrete and fasteners and that sort of thing. So spent a couple of £100 at that. But all the wood is from my dad's stash, but it's kind of like a belated birthday present. More or less, that's what I've asked for the last couple of years. Free range at his stash for lumber, because he has more than he will ever need. So,
is he still sawmilling?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it?
And chopping wood. I mean, he had a heart surgery last year, I think it was. Yeah, a while back. So then he was out of it for a while with really low energy. But now he got his energy back. Then he's really into. I want to go to the woods and clear up and tidy it and cut down lots of stuff. And then so it's made all too much firewood. I think it's enough to last them like 5 years or something like that.
Goodness.
So their entire driveway is filled with wood. And he's got too much dimensioned lumber as well. So I'm just helping him get rid of some of it.
Is your dad constantly covered in dust?
More or less.
Yeah.
It's either sawdust or some kind of oil or grease or just plain dirt. It's either of those. It's very seldom you see him clean, or in clothes that are actually whole.
Sums up a farmer, basically.
Yes, that is very much what he is, and will never stop being. I feel. But and that's gonna take, I think, the rest of the summer building that. But see if it's gonna be a video of it. Maybe. At least I've shot some video of it. I don't know. It might work. It might not. Who knows?
It's tricky with those bigger home projects, isn't it? Filming them, because you just know it's going to slow things down.
Yeah.
So much more. I've never filmed a big home project yet.
No, I'm not trying to film everything, but just okay. Here is a good place to film something, and then just I could probably use this. I could probably use that, and just not try to make a story beforehand. And if I'm going to talk to camera, it's when it's built already, I feel. So, and I have started another project as well. The one that required assistance from a shop mannequin. So it's a good thing that I bought that one 4 or 5 years ago or something like that. Finally got use for it.
Shop mannequin called Steve.
Yes.
Was that the only shop mannequin they had, or did they have an array so you actually picked that one because that one was jacked?
No, I got them from going out of business auction, and there was 3 of them. So I got 2 female and 1 male. The females are the nondescript, got no facial features and just dark. Whereas the male one is very much skin toned and tried to make out as a big doll in a really, really scary way.
I'd use that in a video for sure.
Here's a 3D printed version of myself.
Yeah, I mean, he has more or less bang on my chest width. It's like just a couple of centimeters off. So it works well in that department when it comes to modeling something. But he has more muscles in the stomach area. I can admit to that.
So is this a sewing project then? Is that what Ski House is?
No, this is a leather project actually.
Okay.
Leather and metal.
Fair enough.
I don't think I can go more into it, describing it. You'll just have to see it when it's done.
I don't think we even want you to.
I think it's better left to the imagination.
Yeah.
Oh.
This opens up for the patron opportunity. How much would you pay me not to make this project?
Yeah.
I'm in for 20
Speaking
quid.
of that, aren't you sitting on a completed video?
Yes, I am.
How's that?
I mean, I forget about it most of the time, to be fair. So it's no problem.
Good. You can forget about it for a week or two more, I think.
No stress.
So what's been holding you up with the Super Soaker? You were all gung ho with that. It seemed like it was going to be done ages ago.
Yeah, and I mean I've said this now for 3 weeks, haven't I? It's basically done. I got some hardware, and then on Saturday I went out to lunch with an old colleague and friend. And as one do, we ended up at the fabric store. So I got some materials for some suspenders and fasteners to put on the backpack for the Super Soaker. So that's what I'm gonna do after this recording. Actually, I've set up the sewing machine and everything, so I'm gonna make the backpack harness, and I bought all the hardware today and fitted it, but I still haven't put the compressor to it because I'm a bit afraid, and I would like to do it when there is no one else around because I'm gonna put it around the corner of the house and pressure test it. And I don't want a 5-year-old suddenly just running around the corner. Dad, what is this? This is cool. Got colors and everything. And like, no.
Much better to have the family come back to quarter of the house missing.
Exactly. Also need to read up on the insurance policy.
Yeah.
Just making sure it's covered.
Have all your video files just on, a quick destroy button or something.
Yeah. But no, I've laid everything out, so it's basically ready to just go in and film all the small bits where I'm taking things out of the package. Of course, first I have to put it back into the package because I've already tested it. But and yeah, fitting everything together. So I think I'll have all the video clips within a couple of days, and the weather is also nice, so I can do the outdoor shooting as well. I mean, literally and figuratively. So it shouldn't be too long, but of course I'm stacking up projects. I also need to make some shorts. I bought the pants, as I do. I buy on sale a couple of hiking pants every year, and I just chop them and make shorts. So that I'm gonna do, and then I bought the metal plate to make the planter. So I'm gonna do that one day, and of course the lawnmower broke on me. I was just out
Again.
Yeah, I was out mowing the lawn and it just stopped. And all right, did I trip a fuse? Check the power. No, didn't. And then I googled, and yeah, it said it has a fuse in the on and off button. So I took that apart. Nope, no fuse there. So internet is wrong. But when I tested it and just bypassing the switch, it ran flawlessly. So then I thought I'll get a new Switch, but the Switch is like 60% of the cost of a new one. But I bought it like 2 years ago, so it's new still. So I found an old switch, and I of course bypassed the two handles that you need to hold in to get it to run. So now you just flick a switch, and it keeps running no matter what. Which is very practical when you're standing in a slope and just with one hand and balancing and whatnot. It's nice to can let go of one handle and it still runs. So yeah, it's a small projects that get you. So, but I
It's easy to be
think
distracted.
yes, and I got a bit. Well, I really liked my previous video with the ice pack, so like I want to do a similar intro kind of style with a voiceover. So I've started a new video today actually by writing the script, and it's going to be a wheelbarrow project. And it's going to be a spoof or a homage or a collaboration, if I can get him onto it, to Beau Miles, because he basically makes shit as an excuse to run around with a wheelbarrow. So I'm going to play on that because I have a few things I want to do to my old wheelbarrow, and of course you can just swap a wheel and fix a couple of screws on the handle without making a video out of it. So yeah, so I'm writing a script for that. So yeah.
Wow. Script first, like a proper YouTuber.
Yeah, I thought I'd give it a try.
I mean, the intro to the ice pick video, it was brilliant. I would say really professional, and yeah, it looked really nice. So I don't mind if you do
Yeah.
more like that.
No, it's like you could. Even I noticed it. Like I made an effort here for the first 10 minutes, and then the rest was happy-go-lucky. But it's still. So yeah, I'm gonna try to capture some of that magic. And of course, while I was sitting at the computer today, I got an email. Turns out that the laser I was looking at, or one of them, is now on sale, like a summer crash sale or whatever they call it. So it's like 25% off or something like that. So like, I almost pressed the buy button today, but then again, it's not a CO2 laser, so it doesn't cut acrylic. And then I just like, but don't I want to cut acrylic? And is that a showstopper? So now I'm just sitting back and forth on that. So here we are, back to episode 70 and 75, 82, 89, and 92.
I mean, I haven't got a CO2 laser, but I can cut acrylic. It's just slow.
Can it though? Because I've been reading up on it, and you know the frequency of the diode is not compatible with the clear acrylic, so it doesn't really burn it at all. So it's like
I've never tried clear acrylic, but I've
exactly.
certainly. You never
Oh.
specified clear.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
That's
He
on me.
didn't.
That's on me.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
I mean, there is video evidence of it cutting black acrylic, though.
Yeah.
So would it work if you painted the acrylic first, or? I have no idea. I'm just asking questions here.
No, I mean, it would. You can do that to engrave on the surface, but I'm guessing it just cuts down to some extent, maybe just the extent of the paint, basically, and then.
So if you
I
paint
guess.
the other side of the acrylic,
Or just put it on a dark base.
I feel,
Yeah,
Glenn,
but
you
then
need to
it
do
will-
some experiments here.
Yep.
I have with glass, and I painted it, and then I painted one side, I painted the other side, though I didn't paint any sides, and just had it rest on the MDF as usual. And it engraved glass that people said it wouldn't, so
Yeah.
I've not got a need for. I don't think I've got any clear acrylic to cut, or maybe I have. I don't know. I'll have a go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll knacker my laser in there. Just for you,
Yep.
Haavard.
Yeah, because I talked a bit with Rolf because he the Norwegian Maker he got one, the exact one. So of course it would be fun to getting it now at a huge discount. When I'm not sure if he bought it at a discount. So so yeah, I've been looking at it, but still I can't really think of enough projects to justify it.
Seems like you have enough project as it is.
Yeah, very much so. I have too much projects to fit on my list. So yeah, I need to get some done, I think. So that's my plan. I mean, but it is hard when you get a good idea to just not put it on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about you, Glenn? Have you been
Well,
making anything?
sure have. Well, last week I said I'd nearly done with the lathing on the strumstick, the commission,
Yeah.
um, and I had nearly done with it up until the point. So I'd hollowed the two halves out, cut it widthwise, hollowed the two halves out, and then on Friday I glued the two halves back together, left it clamped up in the vise and the lathe. Sorry, came to it on Saturday morning thinking just an hour sanding, and then that can come out, and then I can start a new project, which is what I wanted to do. Anyway, I went in the workshop on Saturday morning and just didn't. I wasn't happy with how the joint looked on it all, and I just thought I could leave it, but then this is going off to somebody else, so maybe I can't leave it. Anyway, that's the problem.
Not just good enough for YouTube. It needs to
Yeah,
be good enough for
exactly.
a person.
Yeah,
That's two very different things.
Yeah, there's somebody who might take close-up pictures of it when he gets it. So yeah,
From every angle.
yeah.
Can't have that.
So I decided to do a very simple inlay over the joint of contrasting wood. So I used some walnut, and then decided to. I cut the groove out on the lathe, started inlaying the wood, and God, that was tricky. Going around a circle, bending wood, and gluing it, and clamping it, and holding it, and everything all at the same time.
Yeah.
So that actually wiped out the workshop until Sunday morning, which was a pain in the arse. But quite pleased with the results. I think it looks kind of good now. It's covered the joint, and then I cut it lengthways, which like I did on the last one. I procrastinated about. Should I make a jig? Should I cut it by hand? And I actually made a jig which took 5 minutes and made the cutting so simple. So I wished I'd done that on the last one. I think I was overcomplicating thinking about the jig last time, but literally 3 pieces of wood screwed together and screwed to the body and run it through the table saw, and it worked a charm. So,
nice.
Yeah, very happy with that. Then what did I do? Then I decided to upload all my files onto my computer that I'd filmed so far, to find out that my disk was saying it needed formatting, wouldn't let me access it, and I've got quite a few projects on there, so that was not good at all. Not good at all. So yeah, that was a bit of a panic. Spoke to my neighbour, very, very clever neighbour over the road, Pete. You met him when we were on a walk one evening, Haavard?
Yeah, the dogs, yeah.
Yeah. And I got a message back from him today saying he's actually managed to recover the files. So
Nice.
Quite happy with that, because that would have been one lost video, some lost footage from when Haavard was here, and music, logos, everything else was stored on that disc. So yeah, got that back. And then started another project, which is nearly complete. Another quick one.
Nice.
This one's been inspired by Laura Kampf.
Ooh, the janitor of Lincoln.
Janitor of Lincoln, yeah. Well, she's got the trolley that she pulls around LA with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the first video she showed that trolley, she got a cup holder on the trolley.
Yeah.
And so I thought, I want a cup holder for my lawnmower.
You took the important part of her build.
Exactly.
What of this do I need? This, yeah.
The cup holder. There's no end of time. I could be behind a lawnmower for a couple of hours, and there's no end of times. I'll just stop it, walk back to the van, have a quick drink, and then go back. So
yeah, that's
is just going to increase productivity, isn't it?
Yeah. No breaks. That's or breaks
right.
on the go.
Yeah. So I've turned the body for that today. So just got to do the bit that screws on the actual lawnmower, the clampy bit for the handle. So yeah, that's where I've got to this week so far.
Nice. So you're gonna get a really fancy one for. I mean, how fancy is the lawnmower?
The lawnmower is a bit of a dog, to be honest with you. I love it because it's a rough cut mower, but I bought it second hand, and it's done a lot of work for me, but it still works really well, but it doesn't look very pretty. So it's going to have a lovely oak cup holder on the side of it.
A bit like lipstick on a pig, it feels like.
Yes, absolutely.
So are you going to keep pimping the lawnmower out with some more wood details and replace some panels and that sort of thing?
I like the way you're thinking there, KJ.
Maybe some spinning rims and some under lighting.
Some LED lights underneath.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I do like that idea. I've got a much fancier, much more expensive lawnmower, which I use as my spare. That's the one I really should spend time on. But I love the old rough cut one. So yeah, pimp my mower.
That's.
I think I just got a title for the video.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
Sure do. But that's the weird thing though, because some tools you have a cheap version and an expensive version. And I too find myself, I'm using the cheaper one because I don't want to put any wear on the good one. Like I have a plunge router, and if I'm going to do something dodgy, or it's like this is going to be a bit too deep or whatever, I'm going to the old one, because if it breaks, then of course it's the cheapest one. But it's built like a brick, so I can't really break it no matter what I throw at it. So that's the one I'm usually using. And then I have a small Bosch palm router sitting in a case. Like, nope, not using that. It costs too much money.
Yeah.
It seems like you just brought up plunge router. I had a bit of a senior moment the other day when I was doing the inlay for the strumstick body. I thought, how can I put the groove in the wood? Do I need to build a jig and put it on the router table? I was thinking, no, you twat, you can just do it on the lathe. So simple.
Yeah, sometimes, okay, it's time to go and do something else before I do something really stupid.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm hoping to have a video out this week. Are you guys going to get anything out this week?
I would like to, but probably not, because we're actually going away on a vacation on Friday. Yeah, Friday it is. So.
And where are you going?
To Denmark, Legoland.
Oh, nice.
Might be the last time for the kids are too big, or maybe we'll get a third year.
Are you welcome in Denmark? Because you've had bad things to say about them in the past on the podcast, haven't you?
Luckily, not one from their listens.
I'm pretty sure you said something about them all being pigs or something there. Or...
No, the biggest animal in Denmark is the pig.
Right, fair enough.
And the biggest mountain is a hill.
We'll have a chat when you get back. I'm pretty sure there's
if I get back.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's a picture of you at the bridge.
Well, this year 2 years ago, we took the bridge on the way down and the boat on the way back. And this year we're taking the boat down and the bridge back. So we're trying to fool them.
Yeah.
How long does it take you to get to Denmark?
It's 5 hours to drive to Gothenburg, and then it's 3 hours, I think, on the ferry over. Something like that, at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's roughly the same driving via the bridge in Malmö and up, because that's farther south. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's not going to be fun, that part of it. But
you doing all the traveling in one day?
The majority of it. We're driving down to Gothenburg and then taking the ferry over and then getting a hotel first thing on the Danish side. And then we'll drive down and get to a cabin in the middle of Denmark, pretty close to Legoland, and then we're going to do some vacationing down there and then drive back.
I didn't realise there was Legolands in other countries, to be honest with you. I thought we were the only people to have one.
I didn't know you had one. I thought the Danish one was the one and only.
Yeah, I thought that for a long time as well.
Yeah.
So are there others other than Legoland Windsor and Legoland Denmark.
I think there is a handful, but I'm not sure. I haven't looked that closely on the webpage.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really care. I feel so.
Yeah, but we've got to talk about something, Haavard.
Yeah. That being said, though, we're planning to go to Denmark, just not Legoland, later this year because we had some friends over who stayed at our cabin, and then realized we could take the ferry. Like takes about 5-6 hours, I think, and then it's just a 2 hour drive to where they moved. So they are a lot closer than we thought they were. So yeah, we might pop over just for a weekend. So then we'll test the other ferry. We'll see.
Yeah, like the kids really like the ferry. I mean, I liked going on a ferry when I was a kid as well. That closed off a little micro city or huge mall or whatever you want to call it, traveling over the water. It was intriguing. Then it's really it's kind of interesting nowadays as well. But now that you see it for what it really is, it's also rather depressing. So
Yeah.
I think I went out off of ferries. I mean, I've been to France a few times on a ferry, but I went off ferries when we went to Ireland on the ferry because the Irish Sea is much rougher.
yeah, you wanted you wanted nice weather for it to be enjoyable.
The girls did all right with the rough weather, but I suffered.
I mean, when I was at uni, there was always a student ferry over because the normal one goes to Finland and back, and that was off season, which is in the winter time, and you slept. I mean, the cabins were the cheap ones when you was a student. Of course, you took cheap ones, really below deck, like below car deck and that sort of thing. And when we're driving through the ice, you just dun 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 all night long, and you just feel like, okay, we're gonna die here, and if we go down, we're never getting out. So it wasn't the nicest sleep I've ever had. But yeah, what do you do?
No, and having the Estonia accident
Yeah,
in
fresh in
mind.
mind.
That's not the sound you want to hear in the middle of the night while on a ferry. No. Yeah,
No,
that's that's a problem today. When we take the ferries, we usually, I mean, if you're bringing a car, then you have to drive, so you can't drink. So then, what's the point? But yeah, if it's the quicker route, then it's bearable. What I really, I don't remember when they stopped, but I really would have taken the ferry from Dover to France when they had these huge hovercrafts. But I think
Yeah.
probably last time that run was in the 70s, maybe. So yeah, that's way ahead of my time.
Yeah, I don't think I wouldn't choose to go on the ferry over to France ever again after being on the tunnel. It's so much quicker.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much to see once you're inside it, but half an hour later and you're in France as opposed to 2.5 hours later.
Yeah. I mean, going through cool tunnels I like that the engineering part of it, thinking that, okay, we're really low down beneath a lot of water and that sort of thing. But I mean, that's Norway in a nutshell, isn't it? Weird deep tunnels.
Yeah, that's.
I think you got the world record in a lot of them, and it's like Austria or Switzerland got you beaten in some cases, but otherwise you're the king of the tunnels, I feel.
They have longer tunnels. We have the depth.
You have deeper or something like that. Yeah.
And of course we've traded in a lot of our ferries for these I was going to say underground tunnels, but that's the definition of a tunnel, isn't it? Pretty much. But
those overground ones are so much airier, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. You don't get that claustrophobic sense. I really like those.
Yeah.
No, but it's one, and at some point it was the deepest, longest under sea ones in close to where I lived, and at some points I got to talk with one of the service engineers that like service these tunnels, and when they told me how much water they pump out every day, like, what? Aren't they? I mean, is rock? Isn't it water? No, no. It's like thousands upon thousands of liters every day. They have pumps going continuously, and if those shut down, it would take a few hours, and then you couldn't drive through it because it was full with water. Yeah, that really makes me comforting driving through there every day. But yeah,
They wouldn't have to pump it out so much if they didn't pump it straight back into the sea above them, would they?
yeah.
To where would they put them? Another tunnel?
Yeah, take another tunnel, pump the water into that one. Genius, KJ, you've nailed it.
Yeah, no, I was thinking, why the fuck don't you just put a drain at the lowest point? But then again, it's under the sea, so it's hard. So yeah, I guess pumps is the only solution. Oh,
Yeah, you definitely got too much money in Norway making all those, because I mean it can't be cheap building those tunnels underneath the fjord and that sort of thing.
Doesn't sound like they've got enough money to me if they're building leaky ones.
No, they're cheap as well.
Yeah.
I mean that's government economics, isn't it? Because all the money that I mean, as long as it's Norwegian companies who do it, then 98% of all the money spent goes back to the government. So they're just keeping the economy going. But still, yeah, and they're building bridges, billion-dollar bridges to serve small communities with like 50 permanent residents or something like that. And yeah, they might have a few thousands in the summer as tourists, but the economics don't economics, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it doesn't make sense. But we have a decentralization politics that yeah, people should live all over the country, and I'm pleased of that. I mean, if they didn't have that policy, the place where I come from would just be a, I mean, it would be more of a ditch than it was. Is, I mean, it was, yeah. So
A hole in the ground.
well, I mean, if anyone is listening, don't take this the wrong way. It's the most beautiful hole in the ground you could live in. So yeah, or grow up in, or whatever. So yeah, I enjoyed my years in the hole. So that came out wrong, didn't it? All right, let's move. Let's move along. Let's move along. So how's the holiday treating you, KJ? I mean, you had the swimming practice, and my daughter here the other day insisted on me sending a video to you to show to your kids that she knows how to swim as well, because she really liked that idea of going away for a week just doing swimming. So we actually thought we'll look into that for next summer if they have something like that close by here, so we can just go for a week and do swim camp.
Yeah, yeah, any kind of, because they have different kinds of tutoring in swimming, and it is more fun to do it outside in a lake, I feel, or in the ocean, compared to doing it inside in a bathhouse, whatever you call it.
Swimming pool.
Swimming pool. Swimming pool. That
bath,
feels
yeah.
like it. Yeah, public bath. That's
Yeah.
more because that. I mean, it might be just me growing up on the side of the ocean and having lakes close by, but I don't like the indoors. It's just everything smells of chlorine and
Yeah, that's
and
true.
feet.
Yeah. And you want to know something fun about chlorine? Do you know why it smells like chlorine?
It's while it's breaking down our whatever, isn't it, that makes it smell?
Not whatever. It's a specific substance, because if you have clean water and you put chlorine in it, it really doesn't smell that much. But it is the ammonia it reacts with that make that. Or maybe it makes the ammonia when it reacts to basically pee. So if you go into a swimming pool and it smells like chlorine, that's because there's a lot of pee in that pool. and that
Yeah.
and that kind of put me off. Like, yes, you don't, but it's not enjoyable being in a room that smells like chlorine, and when you also know why it smells like chlorine, it's like, I can bathe outside.
Yeah, I was spoilt for years. One of my customers had a beautiful indoor pool which we could use whenever we wanted. And whenever Lily has to go swimming nowadays, I won't take her to a public swimming pool. No, it's been spoiled. No chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not getting that naked with that many strangers anymore.
We are so lucky in that sense. We spent this weekend at some friend's cabin, and I think they built this cabin in the 50s, and the guy who owns it, he spent like 10 years like manually like moving rocks and using, I don't know what you call it in England, when you drill a hole and there's a substance you put into the hole and it expands and it cracks the rocks.
Oh, I don't
Uh,
know.
no, we call it in Norway, we call it a troll powder. So it's a way of breaking up stones without using explosives. But of course, it's very
Snail dynamite
slow.
is what we call it.
Yeah, makes
I've
sense.
never heard of it. Sounds like fun.
Yeah,
It's
it
not as
is.
fun as it looks or sounds.
Okay.
It's rather
It's
slow.
it's not as fun as something that goes boom and is over in,
No.
yeah. But
It
but
needs a
still,
time lapse.
he spent a lot of years building a pool, and of course my kids love it. So I think we spent there 2 days, and I think I'm not exaggerating. They have spent at least 10 to 12 hours in that pool. It's like they wake up in the morning and they watch cartoons until one of us adults are awake. Then, all right, they're into the pool, and then you have to drag them out after an hour or two to have breakfast, and then, yep. Then they do the breakfast, and then they wait for the first of the adult ones to finish breakfast, so can keep an eye on them. They're back in the pool, and then we have to drag them off to go for a hike or something, and then it's another round in the pool before dinner, and this continues. So, but I mean, it is a nice. I mean, if I knew this before having kids, then I would plan differently. We would have a pool as well, because that would save us so much hassle now. I mean, if we just had a pool, we just open the doors and let them out, and they spend the entire day there, and they get comfortable in water, and they get swim practice and whatnot. But I mean, it's, if I'm going to start digging for a pool now, they would have moved out for uni before I was finished. So it's a bit
Yeah.
late.
And I bet they sleep well through the night as well,
Yeah.
being
Yeah, you should
exhausted
think
after the
so,
pool.
but no, they're just more tired and grumpy. It's like, and there is something with kids, they don't catch up on sleep, so whatever's lost is lost. So of course, and because it's hot the last couple of days, especially the youngest one, she's very much like me, so she doesn't really fall asleep. Last night we went to bed at the usual time, and she was awake for 4 hours before she passed out. Put the AC on and whatnot, but she could just not fall to sleep. And then, of course, she's awake at 5 in the morning, up and, I mean, shining with the sun. But it takes like half an hour, and then she crashes and get grumpy and angry and whatnot, and nothing helps. Food, drinks, nothing. So I'm looking forward to the temperature going down, and had a chat with my wife today that we need to, I mean, we put them to bed at the same interval as when they're not on holiday, but I mean, we have to try something because this is not working. So, yeah.
Is it hotter there now than it was when you were here, Haavard?
Um, no, I think it's the same, but it's more humid. I feel so. I'm
Okay.
sweating a lot more.
Well, you had a good coping mechanism here. That was to drink cocktails. So just you and the nipper just have some
Yeah,
cocktails.
exactly. And I think the day drinking is really the way to go. But I mean, now I can't have my first beer before after the kids go to sleep, basically. I mean, I could, now that my car is in the garage again, or waiting for parts, basically. So I don't need to drive anyway. So I could maybe do the cocktail approach. So yeah,
Yeah.
but it's extremely expensive though.
I'll send you some over.
Oh yeah, please get me the peach on the beach or whatever it's called. That's a nice one. Yeah, but that's not a dumb idea. That I mean, the next couple of days we're just gonna stay at home. Might just pop over to Sweden to do some shopping. Yeah,
Nice.
cocktails it is.
Was that an end to the episode?
Yeah,
Cocktails it is.
cocktails
Cheers.
it is. Yeah. Cheers.
Now everyone go off and make yourself a cocktail, however you like it.
So if you're listening to this at 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday.
It doesn't have to be alcohol in it if the time is not appropriate.
But you said cocktail, not mocktail, so it implies alcohol.
Yeah, it doesn't
It
say
implies
how much
something.
alcohol.
It implies something else if you think about it.
It
Bye.
does.
Put a tail on
Very
your
much.
favorite cock.
Yeah.